Outback Steakhouse commercial. I had a good friend of mine that went out for the same thing, and he said no. He said, I don't want to do it because he was completely vegan. And I was like, the money is too attractive. and not only was the money attractive, but there was a full thing that you could do. Like, you had the huge onion suit on, and you were actually promoting the onion rings. And that's what made me feel good. Like, we're not promoting the steak aspect of Outback Steakhouse. We were specifically promoting the onion as the side dish, and I was the blooming onion. So then I felt a little better about myself, and then I also felt that not only was this good for me in terms of the comic timing of everything, like getting to do this and getting to improv and that energy that is not always available to you because it's not what they're looking for in a commercial. Some commercials you just show up and you do what they say. Some let you play, and that one allowed me to play. And that one, it really spoke to me. Like, I was able to actually do something that I didn't get to do for a lot of commercials up until that point. So I was like, I have to do this, and I can't say no.
Some of my favorite moments are when people, and I'm sure maybe you felt the same way, when people reach out to you because they've seen you in one of your films, or they caught you on one of those commercials, and they say, "Oh, I just saw you," and it's a even cooler feeling when it's someone internationally, because it gives a sense of how far you're reaching around the world.
And commercials are fun too. It's like when people see you in a commercial, like I did one with the Shake Weight and the Colgate, and people think it's a Shake Weight commercial. People didn't know it was a Colgate commercial. So I had I make, I used to do the whole YouTube thing, and now I'm more into the TikTok thing because I have a thirst for short form content, which is, I guess, aligns with what we're talking about today, because like commercials are kind of short form.
TikTok is a pretty interesting platform because it was able to take what was essentially Vine, but give you the power to lift and replicate audio. Put on filters, just give you all those like fantastic editing tools in one software. Yeah, and
you can do stuff like in the platform, you can use it off platform, whatever. You can use a third-party editing software and put something together, and it's actually bringing up so much creativity in the world, because there's a different types of content exist on all platforms. On Instagram, it's a different thing. Reels, you have stories. On YouTube, it's long form. Now people have a thirst for long form. Then there's podcasts, that whole medium. And then TikTok, you're right. It has the magic of Vine, which is why like sometimes people will comment, man, this has got Vine energy to it. And they can feel it because there is that sort of palpable comedic timing when you watch a Vine, but now it's a part of TikTok. TikTok's not only just dancing, and that's the thing, is that a lot of people think that, oh, TikTok, it's for kids, it's for prepubescent kids that are just putting together dance videos, but I think it's a little bit more than that, and it actually
a lot of stuff that gets you put on like watch lists.
Yeah.
but TikTok is I follow a couple. There's like programmers, there's chefs, Gordon Ramsay, so many celebrities on TikTok now. Gilbert Gottfried is on TikTok.
Oh my God. What a legend that guy. When I saw him on Cameo, I was like, wow.
Well, it's the one thing that does scare me about TikTok though, is that I think it is setting a bad example for acting, in that it is very a lot of.
Please expand.
It feels, a lot of it feels very, very melodramatic and overly animated, like lots of eyebrows and big open mouths, because people are, half the time it's typically some goofy, zany, hyper audio from a cartoon or a movie. And when it comes to actual screen acting, there's a stillness and a subtlety that you really don't get with a lot of TikTok videos.
No, because they think that they have to be big, or they have to act a certain way, or act really, really animated, because that's really what is going to capture attention, because people have such short attention spans.
Oh yeah.
They don't have time. Like if you don't grab them with like a nice open, like, you talked about open mouths. Did you know statistically that thumbnails of TikToks in which the person's mouth is open actually gets them to watch the video? They'll actually click on the video, especially if it's on a profile. If they see someone with their mouth open, and this has no sexual connotation. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if the person has their mouth open, a viewer is more inclined to watch it, which is fascinating to me.
That is fascinating. I wonder if there is a trend of like, I mean, what about teeth? Like if you are bearing teeth,
no
in
teeth.
Photo, do you think? No,
it's not a teeth thing. It's like a
gummy. Oh, one of those.
You know, it's like, oh, why is that person reacting that way, and why is the mouth open? Like it's because when you have your mouth open, it almost feels as if it's like an incomplete thought, and you have to watch it to find out what they're doing this.
That makes sense. It's a hook. It's a surprise. You don't quite know what this reaction is about. Yeah.
But you're right though. I mean, I like every time that I do a TikTok, people will always comment that they saw me. Right now, it's the Colgate. Prior to Colgate, it was the WWE. And when you see it, it's almost like there's an amount of elation that they feel that they're like celebrating with you. Some of them will congratulate me, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk to you today, because there's been so many people that have obviously acknowledged that, hey, I saw you in this commercial. How do I do this? How do I approach this? How do you even do this? How do you get approached for this deal? And I guess I never really gave it much thought. I've only been doing this since, I think, 2012 or 13, in and around that time. When did you start? How did you get into the industry?
Well, I first moved out to Vancouver about 10 years ago this month. Wow. I spent a year in acting school, and then I started pounding the pavement in, I want to say like March of 2012, kind of around the same time.
Oh, so you did go to acting school?
I did, yeah. I went to VFS for a year. Prior to that, I went to, I mean, should we go into me, I guess? I don't know.
Well, yeah, because I went to VFS for film production. I almost did the opposite, because I didn't know that I wanted to be an actor until I understood what happened behind the scenes, like behind the camera. Like I learned how to edit before I was like, hey, what's happening on the other side? I kind of want to do that, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
but you went straight into acting.
It wasn't. It was a long process to get into the acting sort of part of it. I grew up in Ontario, and I had always been rejected. I was never on the improv team. I was never cast in any of the plays. It was always, put on to stage manager or assistant director or something. So, and if I did get a part, it was usually, like the dad to the lead or something like that. The type of role in high school where they put flour in your hair.
Hey, I was a Chinese waiter. They put me in so I don't know if it gets worse than me being a waiter in like a play with like leads and stuff.
Actually, the role was just waiter. You just made it a Chinese waiter. I don't know.
They wanted me to do a Chinese accent. Well, I grew up in a small town, though. I grew up in Fredericton, New Brunswick. So nobody even knows where that is. Like when I tell people that I'm from the East Coast, people think, oh, Toronto? Nah.
No.
More than that.